Food influencers versus critics. Why credibility counts. এখানে counts কি অর্থে ইউজ করা হচ্ছে? And a point for discussion or consideration. When stuck for ideas about where to eat on a Friday night or torn between takeaways, more and more people are turning to social media and their favorite content creators for inspiration. Research by one Bristol food writer has raised questions about transparency, with some creators guaranteeing positive coverage in advance and offering not to make clear their review was in exchange for a free meal. Those promises of good reviews were made before they had eaten a bite or realized the restaurant they had been asked to promote did not exist. So, can diners trust influencers to give an honest opinion, and what is their role in shaping where we eat? We asked people in the food scene to share their thoughts. Meg Houghton Gilmore, food writer and founder of the Bristol Sauce, undertook a two-part research piece into the world of food influencing when she created a website and social media account for a fake Japanese restaurant coming soon to Bristol. Which undertook undertook a two-part research piece into the world of food influencing when she created a website and social media account for a fake Japanese restaurant. She messaged 48 influencers asking how much they would charge to make content, what would guarantee positive coverage, and whether they would declare it an advert. After receiving 33 responses, she said the prices quoted by influencers varied widely. Some said they would post in exchange for free food and drink without an extra payment on top, and 5 of those said they would post without labeling the content as an advert. UK advertising rules state paid posts must be clearly marked with #ad or a platform's paid partnership feature. This includes free meals in exchange for posts. Houghton Gilmore added the requests she sent out had created a swell of misleading positive noise on social media around the upcoming opening. Sent out had created a swell of misleading positive noise on social media around the upcoming opening. I realized how insular and repetitive it is. Everyone going to the same places, saying the same thing, she said. Insular. Ignorant of or uninterested in cultures, ideas, or peoples outside one's own experience. Form of With more than 135,000 followers on Instagram and millions of views on TikTok, Oscar Bostock, also known as Boss Finesse, is a driving force as a food creator in Bristol and said becoming an influencer was a no-brainer. There are food creators in the social media space like myself who do have a lot of credibility, but we need to respect the culture a bit as well. We will never beat the people that write about food for a living. I don't really like to review and criticize food. I will leave that to the professionals. At the same time, you need people here like myself to just celebrate food, he adds. Bostock says authenticity is very important to him and told the BBC there are many places he has said no to reviewing or reflecting. It's worth explaining it being paid for a restaurant to say this is a good, this is good, and this is good is completely different to being paid to promote a new menu or venue. I feel very strongly about it. Anywhere I work with had to be a place I actually valued and would visit in my own time. Food critic Jay Rayner, who writes for the Financial Times, believes his role is to write an interesting, entertaining, truthful column as he can. I don't think there's much truth in the idea that the newspaper critic is dead, he said. What I see happening is an awful lot more media around restaurants full of stuff. I know anecdotally anecdotally according to or by means of personal accounts rather than facts or research. I know anecdotally that a good review from me is still results in many bookings, which is lovely, but it's not actually a concern of mine. He said, people sometimes ask if influencers pose a challenge to what you do. My response is only if it's better than what I do, said Reynard, stressing his authority as a critic is not unassailable. I do not have a right to my lofty perch. Rayner said newspapers such as the Financial Times would pick up the bill for critics writing reviews, whereas a lot of influencers were invited to eat for nothing, which is something consumers should be aware of. That does undermine the credibility of the review, he said. But you are all celebrating the culture of eating food and eating out. Adam Armstrong, head chef at Bath's Amber Wood, said the sort of promotion restaurants received from influencers was something the industry would have been screaming out for years ago. If you make a lot of noise here and there, it just puts you in on the map, he said. He acknowledged many people had a negative view of food creators, but added people give them too much reverence in the first place. They're just people with an opinion. The Nook, Cheltenham, in Gloucestershire, has worked hard at being Instagram friendly, currently boasting more than 11,000 followers. Director and founder Edward Sharman said, social media is a place where brands can alter their own story, uh, where it's not moved around by the press. Sharman maintains influencers are not replacing food critics, but more of an augmentation. Wiltshire-based food influencer Baljinder Kaur Sangha, also known as the Authentic Punjabi, says her pages have moved uh, recommend beyond a list of recommendations and have come to represent a community of friends. Influencers haven't replaced critics, we have just opened the conversation about food, she said. Years ago, when you were looking for a restaurant or recipe, you'd wait for the Sunday paper. Now you can just go on to TikTok. But she cautions not everything on social media is reliable. Cautions কি বারবার তো ব্যবহার করা হয় নাকি? 488 cautions. Not everything on social media is reliable. People will get free things to promote something. You got to be aware of that. I am very careful with that. I don't lie to my followers. Following her research, Houghton Gilmore added influencers are a symptom of the society and tech world we live in, not the problem. Symptom. It's the tech billionaires making it unclear what's an ad and what's not. She said the problem was not the making content but the lack of transparency, although she accepted that was not also accepted that was not true of all influencers.